Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be going over and reviewing the Skin Tint Concealer from L'Oreal. This retails for $18.99. You can find it in 24 different shades. I grabbed mine in the shade 265 Neutral for today's video. It is a self-setting, soft matte finish, buildable coverage concealer. You can use this to spot conceal, you can use this all over the face, whatever your needs are, this is going to get the job done, or at least I hope so. Now the way that we're going to be using it today is, like you guys know, both with and without a color corrector placed underneath it. The color corrector is just going to help to neutralize the darkness under my eyes, and it helps to minimize the under eye darkness before adding concealer to potentially, depending on how much coverage we're able to achieve with this one, to potentially conceal the under eye darkness. I also want to test this out without the help of a color corrector underneath it so that we can see exactly how much coverage this delivers all on its own. Now, other than a moisturizer, I don't have anything on my face. However, I have been using, as you can clearly see, the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer a ton lately. This helps to smooth out the sides of the nose. As you can see, like it blurs like you can see it right here where I don't have it and where I have it. Bring it over and it just smooths everything out. I love this primer. Now, like I said, we are going to be color correcting, but only the right side. I'm not going to be color correcting the left side. And for today, I'm using my Smashbox and Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This one's in the shade medium. I like this specific type of color corrector, which is very like creamy emollient finish for the under eye when I'm using a concealer that is going to be like that matte, soft matte finish. For me, it tends to help with the under eye area, keeping it a little bit more moisturized so that it doesn't look as dry throughout the day. And look at that. Immediate difference with a neutralizing color corrector for dark circles. So never forget, neutralize the darkness before going in with concealer. Anyway, before I move on, I am going to be applying foundation onto the entire face. So I'm going to do that off camera and then come back to conceal with this concealer. All right, I am back. Foundation is on. Let's continue. So this is the shade 265 Neutral on the back of my hand. It looks a little warmer than what I was expecting. So we're going to start off over on the right, and you see it's really yellow. Neutral wear. And I'm just going to blend this out with a concealer brush. This one is from Real Techniques. Oh gosh, it is so yellow, but it's okay because it is concealing. It's concealing pretty well. It does look really nice and light underneath the eye. I feel like I have to drag the yellow around a little bit. I may have to set it. So if I set it, I am going to try to diffuse some of this yellow underneath the eye, but it is doing a really good job at concealing. Do you guys hear my guinea pigs fighting? I mean, they're not really fighting, but they're being territorial. Okay, so that's one layer. Let's do another. All right, going in with a little bit more of this yellow concealer. I am going to try to just blend out like the edges so that the majority of the product stays where I want it to really conceal. I just wish it was a bit more neutral because you can really see where I've placed this concealer clearly, right? It's just very yellow. All right, so that is 2 layers with a color corrector. That is how much coverage we're getting. Let's move on to the other side. Again, concentrating most of the product where I need it and just very lightly blending out the edges. That's what that looks like with just the one layer. We're going to do another layer on the left. Try to keep it even and to see what that looks like by itself, how much coverage it delivers without the corrector placed underneath. Okay, so I definitely like the way that it looks by itself a lot better than the way that it looks on top of my color corrector. It's just not it just doesn't look the same as this side. This side looks a little bit smoother. It also does appear to be a little bit more concealed. I am curious to see if it settles, but I'm gonna have to wait on that. Let me bring you in nice and close so that you can see what the under eye area looks like as of right now. All right, so here we are. This is the color corrected side and the side that we did not color correct. Okay, so now it's like the yellowness has toned down. It doesn't look as bad, so we're good. I'm gonna jump off camera one last time just to finish the rest of my makeup and also to give this concealer a little bit of time to set. And then that way we can determine whether or not we need to set it with a setting powder. So I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Most of my makeup is on, clearly. The under eye area situation though, not great. I don't know if you guys can see this. I think you can, like from this distance, but like, it's looking not great. Let me zoom you guys in so that you can see exactly how this concealer is setting under my eyes. All right, so over here, it looks like it's already kind of separating a little bit to me, which I don't love. And over on the left side, you can even see it, like just me even looking down, it's creating, like it's elongating all of my fine lines. It's really not setting in a very flattering way. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to set this in place so that hopefully it wears beautifully all day long and it stays in place and it doesn't move around or fade away, which I feel like it already did over here. It just does not look good at all over on this side. I'm really trying to salvage the situation here because it doesn't look good. Not at all. Neither side looks good right now. So maybe if I add a little bit, because at this point, it's kind of already set. Like it has set to what it's going to set to, and it's all over the place a little bit. It just feels like it moved around on both sides, not just the side that I color corrected. Just feels like it moved around and it didn't stay in place like I would have hoped. We're going to try to salvage this, okay, so that I could wear it for the entire day. So I'm going to apply a little bit on this side and like blend it out right away. I mean, it's buildable. I haven't applied anything on top of the layers that I had already applied. So I'm assuming it should be fine, but oh gosh. Oh gosh. No, why are you doing this? You know, for $18, I should not be having to work this hard. I really shouldn't. Let's try it again. I mean, I don't know what to do at this point. I think I might just, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna try again over here, maybe with my finger. Maybe if I blend it out with my finger, will that look better? Maybe it's the brush. No. Oh goodness, no. I haven't felt frustrated like this by a product in I think in quite some time, honestly. Okay. I don't think I can wear this. Here's the thing. I put it on. I didn't set it or anything because it's supposed to self-settle, or self-set rather, to a soft matte finish, and I just didn't want to set it right away because what if it looked, you know, excessively dry for absolutely no reason? Like what if I didn't even need to set it, right? So I left it alone. You guys saw it looked like it had broken up, it had set, and it was looking just not great underneath both eye areas, honestly. I went to apply a little bit more. As you guys saw over here, it literally started to pill on me as I was blending it out. And over here, it looks like they're patchy. It's patchy because I've applied more concealer on top of what was already set concealer, if that makes, like a layer of set concealer was already there. So I applied a little bit more because it is buildable. So in my mind, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but because of the way that it sets to like a really, how do I describe it? And I put it on the back of my hand just to give you guys an idea of like how it sets. So it's like the edges aren't really coming off, like they are, but they're not. You have to really press. But if you really press, then you're going to lose coverage. But it almost sets to like a kind of a tacky matte, if that makes sense. I know. So let me bring you guys in nice and close so that you can see what a mess it turned into under the eyes. Okay, so over here, like I said, it started to pill a little bit, and I've pretty much lost all coverage. There's just nothing there, nothing left really. Over on the left side, I still have some coverage, but you can see right here the new layer on top of the old layer. Do you guys see that line literally right there from where I added a little bit more and where the old layer or the first layer was already there? It doesn't look good. Definitely didn't blend on top of the previous layer well at all. So yeah, here's the situation. Well, this was a short one, and I am sorry for that. I was really excited to film this too. Whenever I see new concealers, especially drugstore concealers, I get really excited because I feel like the majority of us have access to them. And also they don't tend to have, you know, like luxury store prices like from Sephora or the luxury side at Ulta. But this one has a higher price point, so $18.99. The shade itself was a bit of a letdown because it was just so yellow. It was a lot warmer than what I was expecting, especially for a neutral shade. It just was very, very warm. Also, it is pretty sheer by itself. Like if you just apply like a nice layer and you blend it out, it's really sheer. Like you're not getting a ton. Here, let me bring you guys in closer. You're not getting a ton of coverage. And here, you can really see how sheer it is when you first apply it. It's not super sheer, but it's just not anything that I would say is, you know, full coverage or anything. Like it's definitely, you know, a more sheer concealer. So if you're looking to conceal dark circles with it, you absolutely are gonna have to either use a color corrector or build it up. But, you know, I tried both and this was the result. So maybe for all over the face, it would work perfectly because if you, like, let's say here, you know, I just have like that tiny little blemish. If I can, if it matched my skin a little bit better, then it would be great. You see, and then you can, well, it doesn't really conceal much. I still see the redness. Let's try it again. Okay. And maybe blend very, very lightly. I get there. Okay, we're good. So for all over the face, sure, you know, you wouldn't have to set it. It has a soft matte finish, so you wouldn't have to really worry about it because essentially it would like self-set. Now for the under eye area, unless you just need to brighten up the under eye area a little bit, like you don't need to really conceal it, then this might be perfect. It might work wonders because if you apply just like the one layer, it's gonna look very nice and light. It'll set by itself, so you don't have to worry about it, and it'll just look very, very natural. However, if you are looking to conceal dark circles, for instance, I think that you may run into one of two things. Either you're not gonna get the level of coverage that you want if you're really trying to conceal, or you can brighten up the dark under eye darkness a little bit and then have that, you know, that like more natural look, like a makeup but no makeup type of look. You know what I mean? So other than that though, like if you're really trying to conceal, I would say no. Like for me with this concealer, am I going to use it again? Maybe on a day where I just need to brighten up a little bit, like I said, because I have it and because I spent $19 on it. But am I going to reach for it on a regular basis or whenever I do want to conceal the darkness underneath the eyes? Definitely, that is definitely a no. Absolutely not. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this very short review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos, and also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram where I absolutely love to interact with you guys. I am working full-time, so I think my uploads are probably going to be not the greatest. I am shooting for like one video a week, but bear with me while I transition and, you know, get my schedule all nice and coordinated. So anyway, love you guys, and I will talk to you in my next one. Mwah.